Hi guys, Tracy here, and I'm going to share with you guys my New York City project life. Just the first part of it. It looks like this is going to be a long one. I have 5 pages and I'm midway through day 4. And what I do with my travel part of project life is I really just kind of take my time, so it's not really based on time at all. I just scrap everything about the trip in project life, like everything that I want to document and note, and it just takes however many pages that it takes, and then I do keep it in a separate album. And so for this portion of my project life, I used the Scraptastic July kit, the July Project Life kit, which was called This Life Noted. And I also drew upon the June kit from Scraptastic, the Project Life kit. And I also just, to fill in some of the spaces, I drew from my scraps. And I also used a tiny bit of the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection, just because it has a travel theme. And I also pulled in some of the Kelly Perky food stamps and travel stamps, just because I don't travel all that often, so I want to make sure I make good use of my themed I want to make sure that I make good use of my themed products when I can. So I pulled out anything travel that I had, and I'm just kind of supplementing, and here's Maya. I'm just kind of supplementing my Scraptastic kit with those things. So this is what it looks like, and I have an insert here, and I have this, and then I haven't gone much further than that. So I'm going to take these out of the page protectors and share them with you. Okay, so here's my first page. I have this base card from the July Scraptastic kit, which was really cool. It had lots of arrows on it, and I thought it was appropriate for travel because it kind of reminds me of going places and energy. So I use that as my title card for this section. It says, NYC, here we come. These are basic gray chipboard letter stickers. And then these are some stamps, some letter stamps from my stash from Studio Calico. This star came in the kit, and this tab here came in the kit as well, and I just stapled it down. This is a 2.5 by 2.5 Instagram of the books that we had stacked up on our shelf, on our counter before we left. This one is just a picture of us in the airport, and we traveled for our 10th anniversary. So this was just Scott going, yay, 10. And we did a little selfie at the airport. And you probably can't tell here, but I'm actually quite sick. I had the flu when I woke up that morning. It was like a really horrible flu. And yeah, I was kind of miserable that day, but I was bound and determined to have fun on my New York City trip. So so this is actually the oh, I don't think you can see, but this is the card from the Scraptastic June kit that had those really cool sunglasses on them, and I really didn't want to cover those up because I loved that card, but I also really loved the yellow and white stripe, and I couldn't find another pattern paper that had the yellow and white stripe, so I just decided to bite the bullet and cover up the sunglasses, and yeah, so that's what I did. The Travel Girl paper had some cut aparts in it, some 3x4 cut aparts, so that's what this journaling part is. And then this Leaving on a Jet Plane is also from the same collection, from the sticker sheet. And then these sequins came in the July kit. So that's that one. This is another card from the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection, and it just has these flags printed on it, and I just used my typewriter to type out all of like our itineraries. So it was Halifax, Ottawa, and then that one was canceled, and we ended up going to Montreal and staying overnight and leaving the next day. Our flight was canceled when we got to Ottawa. It was one of those things where I was so sick and so just wanting to get to the place so I could lay down in my bed in the hotel room. And we were just like moments away from boarding in Ottawa, or what we thought was moments away from boarding, when they announced that our flight was canceled, and we were so shocked that we actually thought that we heard it wrong. We were like, no, that's impossible. We are going to New York now. So anyways, lo and behold, our flight actually was canceled. And it's a good thing that we were mid-flight, because all the other people who were starting their trip in Ottawa weren't going to get to go to New York until Sunday, and this was happening on Friday. So yeah, it was a little iffy. It was a little sketchy for a while there, because it looked like we weren't going to get to New York until like 3 days after we were supposed to. But a really nice lady at Air Canada helped us get out of Ottawa. Basically, we just needed to get out of Ottawa because all the flights from Ottawa to New York were booked, so we kind of felt a little bit like we were on The Amazing Race. We were kind of like, get us out of Ottawa, ASAP. So anyways, this is just like the pamphlet that they gave us about like how to access our, like how to book a hotel and that sort of thing, so that we could stay overnight and get, you know, change our flights. So this is one of those stamps from Studio L2E, the Bad Day. I think they're called Bad Day stamps. And so I kind of felt like I had to take advantage of using those. So this is stamped in Island Indigo ink from Stampin' Up. And then this is just a vellum arrow that I had on my desk that I just wanted to get used up. This background card here is just a piece of paper from the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection. And this is one of those things where I didn't want to cover up a nice design like I did on this, so I just used a piece of paper instead of one of the Scraptastic cards for this. This is just a chipboard thing that I had that Craft and Kate sent me. It might be from Banana Fish Studios, I'm not entirely sure, but that was another one of those travel themed items I wanted to use up. And then these are word stickers from the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection, and I just doodled them. And then this is a label, it's like a cardstock label that is from Ormolu, and it came in the kit, and it was just like you cut them apart. It had banners on one side, like triangle banners on one side, and then straight banners on the other side, or labels or whatever. And then this smash clip also came in the kit. So this came in the kit and this came in the kit, but the rest was for myself. So this card also came in the kit. It says "This Way," and we took a picture of our pizza because our friends were already in New York. They were also celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they were taking pictures of pizza in like actual New York City pizza and posting it on Facebook. So we had to kind of add our own version of New York City pizza, which was actually in the airport in Montreal, I think, or Ottawa. So it was not New York City pizza. But anyways, that's just a bit of a, you know, private joke, I guess. This is a really cool card from the Scraptastic kit. I love this card. This is one of my favorites. I love 4x6 cards that have lots of space for journaling. So I just decorated it up before I added my journaling with some of those cut apart banners from Ormolu that came in the kit. And then this was one of the straight banners that came in the kit. And then I just did my journaling about, mostly about, I think this is about the canceled trip. Yeah. The canceled flight. And then this is the back side of one of the cards. All of the 4x6 cards had this really cool grid on the background that had a place for you to put, like, you know, morning, noon, evening, and night. And I thought it would be really cool to use that for that, but I ended up liking the other sides of these so much. And so I wanted to make sure that I got to use that clock. So this is what I did. I put, yep, we're still in airports. That's those basic gray letter stickers again, and those Studio Calico stamps. And then I just did a lot of journaling. Like it says, I wish I could recharge me. This is us recharging our batteries, and I'm obviously still really sick with the flu. We got upgraded to first class. And then just kind of talking about how, you know, it was a bad day to have a canceled flight because I just really needed to rest. So, and I used worst day ever. It wasn't really the worst day ever, but you know, that set comes with that stamp, and I thought if I'm ever going to use that stamp, it's going to be this day. But you know, I have to say that I'm pretty lucky if that's the worst day I've ever had, and you know, it's certainly one of the worst days I ever had. So, you know, you have to count your blessings. So I'm going to show you guys the next page. Okay, so here's my day 2. I'm going to have to speed it up if I'm going to make this in a reasonable length video. For No, this isn't day 2, this is page 2. So I called day 1 the day that we arrived in New York. And so this is a really cool card from the June kit that I hadn't used, but I really loved. So I wanted to make sure that I got it into my New York City trip. So what I did was I just used this 1, 2, 3, this kind of list. And I love that it's kind of spread all over the page. And I used my typewriter, and this is part of using a really old typewriter, is that you know, sometimes they're messy and my typewriter doesn't work all that well. And I actually did a typo here because my daughter's name is Sophie, so I went to write the Sofitel or the Sofitel. I just wrote S-O-P-H because that's what I'm used to doing. So my typewriter doesn't have correction on it, and I didn't want to take it out and figure out how to erase it, like put correction fluid on it and then go back. So what I did was I just hit backspace, like the P was there. I just hit backspace F, backspace F, backspace F. I did the same thing here with C because I misspelled check for some reason. So that's kind of what I do, and I know that you can see that it's a typo, but I don't really have a problem with it. My typewriter is messy, and when I use it, I know that it's not going to look perfect because I don't have great typewriting skills. So I did a bit of journaling and handwriting kind of underneath of each one. So I just kind of put out all the things we did on day 1, which wasn't very much because even though we had a full day because we had the first flight in the morning, I was sick, so we didn't do all that much. This is a yellow piece of cardstock that was left over from the June scrapbooking kit, and I just took one of those Kelly Perky stencils. She's got these really cool masks that are the size of a 3x4 card, so they're perfect for Project Life. I just used some Sunshine Mr. Huey's to mist a pattern on this background paper, and then I put a picture of our hotel. Of the lobby in our hotel. We actually didn't take this picture that day, but I wanted to record the hotel at this point in my Project Life. Use those basic gray letter stickers again, and this is what I often do when I'm using a Design A page protector and I have a lot of 3x4s, is I just put 2 3x4s in the 4x6 pocket, and I either use a piece of overhead transparency if I want it to look like they're actual pockets, but in this case there was already a 4x6 card behind it, so I didn't want in the gap, I didn't want the pattern from the back of that card that's not here right now to show through, so I just put a index card here. And here's Maya. This is another filler card from the June Scraptastic kit, and I just like the camera motif, and I actually held on to it. I put it aside for my New York trip, and I decided to mat it on this really dark brown cardstock, which was left over from the June Scraptastic scrapbooking kit. And when I decided to do this, I made the conscious decision that I would do this to all of the filler cards that I use in this whole project. So these cards come perfectly sized to fit in a 4x6 pocket. So what I did was I actually cut it down so that I could mat it. And then for this one, this is a Scraptastic kit card from the July kit, and I've covered almost all of it up except for this. This is all that's left of the design, so I just did some journaling down there. I used my roller date stamp. These wood veneer stars came in the kit, and then this is the die cut. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the die cut that came in the July kit. And so I thought it seemed to be perfect for layering these wood veneer arrows over. And so that's what I did. And then I just put another sticker. This might have been from, I don't know what this is from, but this is just a sticker that was on my desk that I put a bit of journaling on. So there's that. This is a 3x4 photo of the theater that we went to. And this is a little piece of one of those Ormolu labels. And I just did my journaling and added a sequin. And then what I do when I'm doing Project Life, is I, at the beginning of my project, I punch in red a bunch of hearts that I can have available. With this is a Martha Stewart confetti punch. And then I have hearts available for, oh bless you. I have hearts available for, bless you. Me. For decorating just random things throughout the layout. So this is a sequin from the kit.
Maya's lying down and her foot is on the cameras.
I know. She does that all the time. So this is another card from the Scraptastic kit. This was the main side, and I used the back side on this. So all the 4x3 cards had these bands on the backs of them. So I thought it made for nice journaling. So I used the Scraptastic stamp set for this. This is what it looks like, and I love these stamps. So this Places We Go, People We See, Things We Do, that set of stamps, thought were really appropriate. So I wanted to talk about our theater experience, and so that's what I did. And
Naomi.
then, oh my goodness, we've got cats all over the place here today. Then I just added some washi tape at the bottom, and this one is ribbed to give an interesting edge. Yes?
Naomi stepped on Maya.
Did she? Oh my goodness. So that day I was sick with the flu, so I did go to bed fairly early, and so this is just us in the hotel room, and Scott snapped a shot of me. It's like 7:30 at night, and I'm in bed. And so I did my journaling in the negative space of the comforter. I think it's cool that you can see him in the shot too. That's him with his phone there. So now this one is on the Scraptastic July kit card, and this came in the kit as well, and I just used my Amy Tangerine roller date stamp to stamp something sweet, and these are the chocolates that came in our hotel room. They're really fancy. I loved them. They're so pretty. And you want to see it?
Yummy.
I know, they were yummy. And then I just used my gold thread in my sewing machine to sew above and below. This is a Becky Higgins Clementine core kit card, and it's one of the journaling ones, so it's a little bit smaller than 4x6, but I don't mind it floating in the pocket. I use those basic gray letter stickers here, and then I realized after I started using these stickers that they didn't have numbers in it, which was kind of the whole purpose, was for me to use these stickers to say day 1, day 2, day 3. So I used an I here, or an L. I think that might be an I for 1, but then once I got to 2, I was kind of stumped. So I just pulled out my Goodness stickers because they're really similar to these. They're bigger, obviously, and skinnier, but I think it kind of works. I used that awesome arrow from the stamp set. I love this arrow. It's the perfect size for Project Life. So I used that to kind of list the things we did on day 2.
Maya moved.
On day 2, we kind of did easy things because I still was quite sick. And so we did the hop on, hop off tour, but we didn't really get off. We just stayed on it. And then we also did the Circle Line cruise, which also involved a lot of sitting. Then we had dinner, and by dinner time, I was actually ready to eat. So that was the first day I ate. These sequins are from the Scraptastic kit. This is just the staple of my bus tour. I just stapled the receipt on. I think I called it a staple, but it's a receipt. And then this is just a phrase sticker from the Travel Girl collection. So the only thing from the kit on this one are the stamps and the sequins. So this is a 4x6 photo, and it had some local news on the sign at Times Square. So Scott, yeah, that's okay. So Scott grabbed this shot, and I added this ormolu pennant onto it and did my journaling there. Local hockey news broadcast on Times Square. So I'll be back with page 3. Just wanted to show you guys my insert. I put my playbill in here. This is an ormolu flare badge that came in the July Project Life kit. This is a smash clip that came in the June Project Life kit. And then I just put the kind of like the printout of the ticket from the Broadway show, and then I also put the Circle Line tickets in here. So this is my 3rd page. For this first card, I used a Becky Higgins Clementine card, one of those 4x6 journaling cards again. I use those a lot for filler because they're easy to grab and there's lots of them, and so they're a bit of an easy choice. This is a Jilly Bean Soup word sticker that came in the June kit, in the June's Project Life kit. Did some journaling, added a couple of Kelly Perky travel themed stamps, and then this is a selfie that we took on Times Square. I just printed it up in 3x4. This is a 4x6 picture that we took from the top of the hop on hop off bus, and because we spent a good part of that day on that bus, I just wanted to get a picture that was nice and also included a bit of the bus, just for a bit of context. So I added one of these. This is like my very favorite label that came in the kit. This is an Ormolu label, and I just love that little camera. Love, love, love it. So I put a star, a wood veneer star that came in the kit, and just did my journaling there. This card is pretty easy. It's just 2 3x2 photos that I cut and put together, and I put it on a 3x4 index card. And what I love about these pictures is I really love how Scott has this crazy smile on his face here. But as I took it, this guy walked right by, and I was trying to get kind of like the ambience of the deli that we were in, so I took another shot just so I could get like the pictures on the wall and some of the other customers and stuff. But I actually really like this because Scott makes this face. This is like his wistful post silliness smile where he's kind of like, oh yeah,
let me see.
He's kind of goofy. He makes that face a lot after he does something silly, right? Yeah, so so I really love that I was able to capture those on my phone. I didn't realize until after the fact that I had grabbed that one. So this is journaling about that. This washi tape came in the July kit, and I love that it had arrows on it because it means that you can, you know, match your journaling to your photo. So, and this card came in the kit as well, and it just says see photo, so I just did my journaling and added the washi tape. I also added a roller date stamp there. It says laugh more. This is a filler card that came in the July kit, and it has this really cute anchor on it, so I thought it would be appropriate to put next to the picture from the Circle Line cruise. And again, I matted it just like I did with the other one with the scraps from the June scrapbooking kit, and I had to cut it down because it is sized properly to fit in the pocket without trimming. This is a piece of map paper, and one of the kit cards did come with map paper on it, but I had another idea for using that. So this is map paper from the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection. This is an Ormolu flare badge from the kit. This is more of the washi tape from the kit. This is one of the pennants from the kit, and I just doodled on it and stapled it on and did my journaling. So that one was pretty easy and fun. This is a 4x6 photo of the first food I ate in New York, besides oatmeal, which I had that morning. And so I really wanted to document this. So it's not a great photo, but it's important because I loved all the restaurants that we went to, and this was just the first. So this is a label that was just on my desk. I think it's a Kelly Perky label, and this is a Kelly Perky stamp. From the foodie set that she has. I forget what it's called. And then this is a wood veneer from the kit and sequins from the kit. So this is an interactive card that fits in a 4x6 pocket, and so you have to do these interactive, if you're gonna like tuck things inside that you're gonna pull out, you have to do this on a left-sided page because the right-sided pages don't have the openings in them. So I'll show you the first card that you see first. So this is on a piece of yellow scrap paper from the June scrapbooking kit. And then this is one of those 4x6 journaling cards from the Becky Higgins Clementine Core kit. I just cut it down so it would be matted nicely on the yellow cardstock. I did my journaling, and then this is the printed part that came on that card. It had a star in the middle, so I just put a wood veneer star over top of that. And this is a coaster from the bar that we went to that night. I just did a roller date stamp on there. So that's the first card in this one. And then I have this pull-out card that kind of pulls out like this. And this is a tab that came in the kit. This paper is from the October Afternoon Travel Girl collection. And again, I just, at this point, I didn't have many cards that I didn't love the designs of so much that I wanted to cover it up, so I just used a piece of paper for my stash. This is, it says, this is my favorite spot, and it's one of the labels from the Ormolu cut-aparts that came in the kit. And then these are stock photos of the bar that we went to. It was just a really cool bar that I just loved. I wasn't able to really enjoy it because I was so tired from being sick that day. But we sat in one of these seats right here, and we met our friends from across the street who are also in New York celebrating their 10th anniversary. And we had a couple drinks. Well, they had a couple drinks. I had like water. And so I added this tab and I sewed across it for interest, and I just put hand-drawn arrows and the word pull, and then I used this awesome stamp that Mary sent me. Thank you, Mary. Mary is a YouTube viewer who sent me a bunch of these stamps and a catalog, and it's from a company called Judith Stamps. But it's just the cutest, and it's the perfect size for putting on these little tabs. I love it. So it just says, you know, there's photos in here, so pull it out. So that's what that is. So there's my page 3. I'll be right back with page 4. This is page 4. This is my second last one, so we're almost done. This is one of those Scraptastic cards from the July kit. This is what the front side of it looked like, but I wanted to use the red border on it. So this is one of the ones that has the clock, and then the grid, and then the kind of dividers to divide it into a grid. But I kind of just ignored the grid and just used it as a plain card. I used my Basic Gray letter stickers and my Amy Tangerine Goodness stickers, and used my roller date stamp, put the Happy 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 from the Scraptastic stamp set right there. Love that one. And it was really appropriate because day 3 was the day when I woke up feeling better. I was my normal self on day 3, so I was able to enjoy the day and participate fully and do every single thing, and we stayed up late and it was awesome. So I also stamped this Good Day Sunshine because I thought it was appropriate, you know, the sun rising better, and it was a good day. So, and then I just did some journaling here about, this was the first yummy breakfast that I had. We had been eyeing this cafe and waiting until I felt better to go to it. It's like a little French cafe close to our hotel. And so this was cornflake encrusted French toast, and it was so good. It's probably the best breakfast I've ever had. This is a 4x6 photo of Scott after he had been shopping. So I used this ormolu pennant and a star from the kit and a sequin from the kit. So everything on this is from the kit. Then I have this card from the July kit. And I just covered up part of it. It had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so I just covered those and left the little triangles showing. And this is just a picture I took from the window of a restaurant. I colored in this wood veneer heart that came in the kit. I colored it with a Stampin' Up marker.
Do you feel that?
I do feel that. Oh. So we went to the 911 tribute center, I guess it was called, and this is the little thing they give you for your jacket, just to like say that you paid to get in. I didn't do any journaling about this just because I just didn't. I've journaled about the 911 stuff elsewhere, and I just wanted to make note that we went to it, but I didn't want to really say anything about it. So this is another card from the, oh, and this card here is from the Scraptastic kit. It has the stripes, and so I thought it was appropriate for, you know, America and whatnot. I think that there was this, and there was also a kit with some stars on it, and I think it was kind of like for 4th of July. So this is another card from the Scraptastic July kit, and I really love this card. So this is a picture of us in a park, and we're just about to hop on the subway, so I put that caption on. That's from Facebook, and then I just glued some sequins on the top of it. Here's that map paper from the Scraptastic kit. This is what the card looked like, and that's what the back of it looked like. And so I just stapled my subway cards onto that. This is just a 4x6 photo of us. It's not the most flattering photo, but it has the bridge in the background. This is, we took the night tour and went over the bridge to Brooklyn, so that's that. This is just a really pretty building, and the sun was setting and shining on it nicely on that night tour, so I just included that. And then when we got back from the night tour, the Empire State Building was lit up with red, white, and red for Canada Day because it was July 1st that day. And so I used those same letter stickers from Basic Gray, but I used the red version. Okay, so last page. This is page 5. Last page for now because my trip is 8 days long, so I'm on day 4. This is just cut out from a box. I just cut it into a 4x6 piece of card, and it has this cool logo for the Magnolia Bakery, and I love the logo. I just love that little hand-drawn storefront. And so I put pennants from the, or sorry, these are labels from the Ormolu cut-aparts that came in the kit. And then I just used the Kelly Perky Yum stamp because I gotta get a chance to use those whenever I can. And I love, love, love this bakery. So put that there. And then there's a picture of me in front of the bakery. And I thought about, you know, when he composed this shot, I said, get the wall and I'll do something fun with the wall. But then when it came time, and you can't see it in the video, but you can see the sign there that says Magnolia Bakery. When it came time to do it, it was kind of like at a weird angle and I couldn't do anything with that, so I just left it plain. And this is another card from the Scraptastic kit, and I love this card. It's got this cool watercolor effect on it, and this scrolly frame, and it says it's kind of a big deal. And so I stamped another Kelly Perky food stamp on there, and it's banana pudding, and it is delicious. Like, best thing ever. So.
I said that with you.
Did you? This is just a street shot, and I love the streets of New York. I love the lights and the energy, and I thought that this photo kind of captured some of that. So just a random street shot. And this is our New York City pass. We got the 7-day pass so that we didn't have to pay for well, we paid for the pass, and then everything that you go to is prepaid. And this is on a card from the June Scraptastic kit. This is a 3x4 card that came in the Scraptastic July kit. That's the back of it. And it had a 4 on it, and I think it was, you know, meant for the 4th of July. It's a nice generic card for those of us who aren't in the United States or don't celebrate the 4th of July to be able to use it for other reasons. So although I was in New York for the 4th of July, I'm doing something else for my 4th of July card. So I just decided to use it for day 4, and then I just hand wrote the date down there. The last time I went to New York, I went to the Imagine, the John Lennon Memorial, but I took a picture of it, but I didn't get my feet on it. So one of my big goals was to get a picture of my feet on the Imagine mosaic. So I did it. We spent this day in Central Park and at the Met. That's day 4. It was kind of half rainy, half cloudy, and so we decided to go to the park in the morning while it wasn't raining, and then we hopped into the Met when it seemed like it might start to rain. So this card is a Scraptastic July kit card, and it says keep this moment forever, and then I just used another one of those little punches and put the John Lennon Memorial on there in case I ever forget what that's all about. And this is a picture of me at the Met. I really wanted to use this Amy Tangerine die cut here. I had a bit of trouble figuring out where to place it because I didn't want to cover up the beautiful kind of architecture of the building. But placing it here, it covers a bit of the architecture, but it also covers a lot of the people that were on the steps that were a little bit distracting. So, and then I just put a wood arrow that came in the kit, and it's just pointing to me because it is a bit of a distracting picture with lots of other people in it. Last card, so last kind of cell, I guess. This is another 4x6 pocket, and this is what I do, and I also did it here, when I'm putting 2 3x4s in a 4x6 pocket, is I use overhead transparency, and that way, if I do that again on the other side, it'll look like they're actual pockets because it's clear in between them instead of having a card in between them. So it's a bit of a way to fool people into thinking you're using a different design pocket protector. So this is another card that came in the July kit. I love how this kit came with lots of little cards that had stuff either above or below and room to put stuff. Because when the cards have things in the middle, I find it harder to use them. I like it when they've got designs on the top and bottom. So I just put our tickets, some of the ticket stuff that we got at the Met, and then the sticker that you put on your jacket or your shirt. This is a bit of journaling. It's actually on the back side of one of those pennants, one of those labels from the Ormolu cut-aparts. She was actually like in watching the same exhibit that we were, Maggie Gyllenhaal. It says, always amazing. I just hand wrote that and just stapled these down. So I really love that card. It's just really, I like the simplicity of it. It's really pretty. And then as I was finishing this up, I got the Becky Higgins Jade cord kit, and I love this camera card in it, so I was so excited it was new and I wanted to use it, so I used it as the background on this one. Again, at this point, I still have lots of cards left to use from the Scraptastic kit, but a lot of them are really nice cards that I don't want to cover up too much. So when I don't want to cover up a good card, I just pull out something from either Becky Higgins or my stash, or a 6x6 paper pack or something like that. So that's what I did here. And then I just used one of those Ormolu labels that came in the kit. These are just the cut aparts, and I just used my sewing machine to put gold thread above and below. And that is, so far, my project life for New York. I'm probably about halfway done because I'm on day 4. And so thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. Take care.